Welcome to the Three Men and a Podcast with me, Verso.
Me, Parky.
And me, Hammy.
So we're just three middle-aged blokes just going to talk nonsense. What do you think, boys?
We'll be very good at it.
Yeah.
For many years of practicing.
Yeah, as you say, no warm-ups required. We just sit here and we're just going to talk some nonsense. Episode 1, boys, we're going to talk about our best ever concerts we've been to.
Indeed.
And worst ever, maybe, as well.
Yeah, any concerts, really. It doesn't really have to be their best of, do they? Top fives or anything like that. There'll be no top fives. We'll just talk about some concerts and then maybe at the end we can pick a top three.
No top fives.
No top fives.
Who are you and what have you done with Verso?
Yeah, we'll have to do top five of my faux pas, won't we?
Well, a proper top five, because usually your top fives end up being 37.
Yeah, they do that. So, Hammy, what about you? What's the first one that comes into your head as a concert that you've been live and loved or hated?
Well, the first one that came into my head, and the first one I mentioned to you in previous conversations, is a recent concert we went to together up in Norwich, and it was a band called The Snuts, a new band. Not really listened to a lot of new music in the last few years. Been introduced to this band, and I think I've seen the next stadium band.
Yeah, that came from me, Parky, didn't it, The Snuts?
Yeah, that was me and Giggsy both.
Yeah.
Got into them at the same time. First album was really, really good as a first album. Second one, I don't like as much as the first one, but it's grown on me.
Well, there's always that tricky second album syndrome, isn't it? I think one of the only bands who breaks that is the Proclaimers, because their Sunshine on Leith is an amazing album. That's their second album. But I digress, which those who know me will know that I do that quite a lot. I embellished, don't I, mate?
You like to embellish, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the king of embellishment.
If you're going to tell a story, you've got to pump it up, haven't you?
I was lucky enough that Adam couldn't make...
I couldn't make Snuts, no. I decided that I didn't have a business trip, and I know where I'd rather have been, to be honest.
Yeah, they were very good. They're, I think they're young. They're fresh. Their guitar bass, that's what I like best.
Show, and
they put a show on, and I think their politics sort of fall in line with ours as well as a little bit, don't they?
Slightly.
Yeah. And as you say, they're going to be the. We're going to see them at Wembley. I'm sure we are.
I'd be very surprised they're not headlining Glastonbury within the next 7 years.
And we got there for nothing, didn't we? We got there for free. Because Viagogo, probably shouldn't say this out loud in a public forum, but they're wrong uns, charging you naughty prices, and then when things are cancelled, they don't give you any money back. But luckily the Snuts saw me have a rant on Twitter and invited me and 3 pals into the gig for free. So, brilliant.
That makes it even better.
It does.
It annoys me even more for missing it.
Even though they did forget to put us on the guest list and I had to speak to the manager, but we got in.
We did, and it was a very enjoyable evening.
Yeah.
Is that if your name's not down, you're not coming in moment?
It almost was, and could have gone either way. Could have kicked off and had a pop, but no, I was polite, Jamie. What are you laughing for? Now, who have you seen the most?
Probably the Squeeze.
If you hear any noise in the background there, Parky's fiddling with my radiator.
Sorry, Dad.
You seen Squeeze?
I think I've seen Squeeze 5 times, I think.
With Jules or not?
Never with Jules.
No.
I think I've seen them 3 times at the Regent, once.
I've never been. I think I've had tickets twice and I had to give them up. You seen Squeeze?
I haven't, no. It's not a band I actually know anything about, to be honest.
Very good song.
Cool for Cats up at the junction?
Yes, I know those 2 songs. That's typical me, that I can never remember.
I'd recommend you listen to their great hits and then you'll be surprised how much you do know.
You know Jules Holland?
Yes.
He used to tinkle the ivories for them.
Only the first album, though.
Yeah, was it really? Was he only there for
he
one?
left soon after. Maybe the second.
Yeah.
I think he left soon after.
Now, for me, the most I've seen is Paul Heaton. I've seen him 5 times with Beautiful South. 7 or 8 times, I can't remember now, 7 or 8 with Heaton and Abbott. But one of them, I was so drunk, I don't remember. So does it count, even though I was there?
If you were there,
Yeah, I can.
I saw Adaman. I fell asleep.
Of course you did, mate, yeah. And nearly you got me a slap for that because you fell asleep on someone's chair. What about you, Park? You've seen the most?
Stone Roses.
Yeah.
3 times Stone Roses. Finsbury Park. The Etihad.
Yeah.
And Wembley.
Now, I was with you at the Etihad and Wembley.
Yeah.
But I done Heaton Park.
Finsbury Park was quite good. It was the first time I'd seen them. For some reason, whoever booked the warm-up act thought it would be good to put Dizzy Rascal on prior to the Stone Roses. And the Stone Roses fans didn't take to him much at all.
No?
No, he was dodging bottles of piss. Am I allowed to say piss on a podcast?
You are, yeah. We're not
Strange.
We're not governed by Ofcom here, mate.
He was, he was getting more and more frustrated with the reaction from the crowd as well. So it almost sort of kicked off. But I've no idea. For me, there would be no reason to have him
Support booking.
support.
Yeah, try to see.
Respect to him. In his own environment, great.
Yeah. But it was a really good gig. I was with my brother, Frizz, obviously a friend of mine and Jamie's, and my brother's daughter Amy was at that one.
Yeah.
Probably not the best one. I think because it was outside, not inside the stadium. I think sometimes, like in the park, I think sometimes the sound dissipates a bit.
I know what you mean.
It goes away a bit.
Yeah.
I think my favourite one probably was Wembley.
Was it?
Yeah, that was good. Etihad. I mean, we decided to go and have a beer beforehand and miss the Blossoms, and the Blossoms are another band I really like.
Yeah, and we missed Public Enemy.
We hadn't heard of them, so we decided because we hadn't heard of them, we weren't going to bother. They are really good, the Blossoms.
Yeah. Now, Public Enemy. I think the only song I know from Public Enemy is the one they used for the theme tune to Last Leg.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Again, Public Enemy. Do they fit in with that Stone Roses vibe? I don't think they do they?
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't know a lot about them, but I wouldn't
Perhaps
say they do.
politically is what it's about.
Possibly.
Political decision.
The Blossoms,
They're quite
the
political.
Blossoms are a Manchester band. So
Or maybe it's the record company saying,
Yeah, well,
plug these. I'm just an old cynic. Now, when was at Heaton Park, we had BDI, Liam Gallagher, and I'm going to quote, I don't think it's word for word, but you get the drift. And he actually said, I'm now about to play some songs written by that cunt down the road, but I made famous.
Can I interject as well about Heaton Park?
Yeah.
There's a rumour that you met someone famous whilst at Heaton Park, Jamie.
I did.
Is that true?
I had a little dance with Sonia from EastEnders. Now, again,
I lined that one up nicely, didn't I?
you did, yeah. That's actually the second famous person I've danced with.
Oh,
The first was Glenn Matlock.
all right.
Now, there's a band, they're called Dead Men Walking, the band. And it was like a super group, and every member of the band had appeared in a band where somebody had died. So, like with Mike Peters from The Alarm, because one of his bandmates died. There was a fella from Big
I
Country.
read their B-side.
You did not.
68 guns.
You did not. There was a fella from on the drums was Stray Cats.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, and there's a fella from Big Country had died, and obviously Sid Vicious died. That's a bit tenuous because
The fella from Big Country, I mean, the lead singer of them and the guitarist from Skids.
yeah,
Quite a well-known person.
Anderson?
yeah.
yeah.
Stu Adamson.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Committed
the
suicide.
family of Stuart Adamson. I just called him some fella. Yeah, I didn't mean that. Anyway, it was down the Spa and Felix though, and my mate Sean Reel, he says to me, "I dare you to get on the stage. You only have to say that to me once." So I said, "Hold my beer." Where Chevy was saying, "Don't do this, don't do it. Hold my beer, I'm off." So I ran up. And sitting by the stage, but they were playing crib. These two security guards, they were having a game of crib, so I just avoided them. Just as I got past the last one, he grabbed hold of my shirt and ripped it all out. All the buttons come open. So there I was on the stage with my shirt open, belly out, stood next to Glenn Matlock having a little dance. Security guards come on, grab me, arm up the back, out you go. And Glenn says, "Don't throw him out." He said, "There's only 30 people in here." So let's do it. I need a third.
Yeah.
A third.
So because all things come in threes, don't they? So Sonia from EastEnders, Glenn Matlock.
Matt Jarvis next year.
I tell you what, that'd be a great snog, marry and avoid, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do there, boys, we're just going to take a short little break. That's that first little bit over and done with, Party. How'd you feel?
All right, yeah, good.
Good.
I've just remembered I've seen the Killers live as well.
Ah,
And they were really, at Wembley. They were awesome.
was that?
Brandon Flowers is some fun.
Oh, I thought you meant Jerry and Kate McCann.
No, not those guys.
That's a nice little short break there. Cups of tea all around. Now,
Lovely.
just before the break, Party, you mentioned the Killers.
Yeah, I'd forgotten I'd seen the Killers live at Wembley, which is remiss of me because they were really good. Brandon Flowers is a really, really good front man. It's really good. He got the songs. Most Killers songs people know, and the crowd sing along and stuff. But he does get you right involved. You feel like you're really part of.
Aren't they just a modern day status quo?
I don't think so. But then I quite like status quo. So
Yeah.
I quite like.
I didn't say they were bad, did I?
I mean, Brightside is obviously the song everyone.
Brightside, we all know, and I love Brightside, especially listening to the crowd singing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs that they've done that you would go, oh, I didn't know that was the Killers. Or,
There was a couple of theirs that I listened to and I think, what is that?
Yeah.
They are that sort of band for
Yeah.
me. They're a bit Marmite-y. I think.
He did an album. They did an album which he wrote during lockdown, which is all about from where he comes from in Texas or somewhere. I think that's quite good because it's almost telling a story of.
Are they more successful here than in America?
Do you know what? I don't know the answer to that. I
They seem to be here all
I
the
reckon
time.
they are more successful in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, for me, a band I'd forgotten I'd seen live, and they were very good.
The best band I've seen live, well, I say best of Stone Roses, obviously, without a shadow of any doubt, the best I've seen live. But surprisingly good with The Darkness.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, actually.
Yeah, saw them at Wembley Arena. And another great band that I've seen 3 times, Ash, support them.
Yes, and I've also seen Ash a few times.
Yeah, we saw them at Glastonbury, didn't we, mate?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice in 3 days.
Yeah, that's another band I really liked at that time.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's still about.
They were.
Yeah, I think they've just released some new material, Ash.
Yeah, I do like them.
They were very tight musically. I seem to remember their guitar just blew me away. I forget his name.
Yeah, I forget the bloke's name now.
That's one of the things about the Stone Roses you notice when you see them live, how phenomenal John Squire is.
Yeah.
I do have John Squire.
Do you?
Too Hammy loved John Squire.
What, did you meet him or did you just send away for it?
Erky got it for me.
Oh,
for my
brilliant.
35th birthday.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty jealous of that, to be honest. It'd look good on your wall, Jamie, with your other Stone
It
Roses.
is framed
would, yeah.
somewhere in my loft.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'd have to change my name to Hammy to fit it in, wouldn't I?
Yeah, there is that side. I didn't think that through, did I?
It was a Speed Horses tour. He signed a Speed Horses.
Cool. Yeah, so they were a great band.
An album.
Yeah.
For a song.
There's a lot of rumours on Twitter, and I think both Liam Gallagher and John Squire have confirmed it is going. They're talking about putting together a bit of a supergroup. John Squire and Liam Gallagher and some others.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
Now, you talk about the Seahorses. Did you know the Seahorses is an anagram of He Hates Roses?
I did not know that.
Yeah. And
He was not in a good place at that time.
no, and he reckons it's not what it is. He said he just likes seahorses. I'm thinking he's lying.
I'm thinking his line too, especially as it was off the back of the breakup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Seahorses didn't come. It was only a couple of years after the Stone Roses, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I don't even think it was that long. I think it may have been less than 12 months.
Chris Helm, the singer, wasn't he?
Yes.
Busker. And now he's actually supporting, is it Dodgy next year?
Yeah,
Dodgy,
yeah,
Chris Helm and Supernaturals is another band I saw. I love them.
They're good.
Yeah, they were fantastic. Scottish indie band who
Were
just
they,
come out
were they
against.
supernatural?
No, there was no ghosts or anything like that because ghosts don't exist. Grow up. You know what I mean? We're not here to talk nonsense about ghosts, mate.
Right.
Top 5 ghosts.
Casper.
Timothy Claypool.
Mrs. Manga.
Yeah, look, there's my. I don't know why I'm pointing. People can't see it. You boys can see my picture of Mrs. Mingle on the wall there. But top 5 ghosts. Timothy Claypole's got to be there, hasn't he?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
and say Casper. I don't know any more. And do you notice? Casper and Timothy Claypole both made up, so ghosts don't exist. Grow up. Anyway, back to this.
Please hold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. See, you've thrown me off the mark here, and we're talking about concerts.
I'll throw one in there.
Yeah.
One that first time I saw him blew me away, absolutely blew me away. Glastonbury again. It's the first time I saw him. I saw him at LV festivals after that as well. Prodigy. The full lineup, all four of them were there for the 97.
That was the one where the music cut out and Dennis Pennis come on the stage to try and placate one, and they threw bottles of wee-wee at him.
Exactly. But it was phenomenal. The sound they created.
I like you, I was never really a fan, but when you're in the mosh pit there and you hear that noise coming out of them speakers, it is definitely...
It's phenomenal.
I sometimes...
It's infectious.
Yeah.
Depending on my mood, I sometimes bounce back to that era and listen to Prodigy. I listened to Chemical Brothers the other day, another band or duo that I liked. Faithless.
Yeah, I like Faithless still, yeah.
It's not something I listen to all the time.
Yeah.
Just sometimes you think I could do
Pop into
a bit of that. It gets you going, doesn't it?
Prodigy album at the time with the crab on it, was that Fat of the Land?
Fat of the Land.
Yeah, fantastic.
Outstanding album, mate.
Then, have I ever told you the story about me at Glastonbury after Prodigy? Where I had hay fever for the first time in my life, and I was on the Puritans, and I'd had loads of them.
It's not a euphemism.
No, plus several pints of the Scrumpy Jack, about 14-15%, you know, the local brew.
From the cider bus.
Yeah, which David Jameson got me onto. And so them mixed together. The 2 days after the Prodigy, it was about tea time, and I was running around the campsite naked, setting fire to my pubic hair, singing "I Am the Firestarter." And
It certainly had an impression on you, didn't it?
yeah.
Did they put that on the Puritan boxes?
Yeah.
Do not the extra 15% cider.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll set fire to products.
You'll end up...
It's Country Code. Do not set fire to yourself.
Yeah, you'll end up scaring a German family away who left early. And he was shaking his fist at me, saying some stuff in German, which I didn't quite understand.
Oh.
But I think one of them was cunt. So what have you done, Daft, at gigs? I've danced with Sonia from EastEnders. I've danced with Glenn Mallock. I've set fire to my pubic region. What have you done?
Oh, nothing remotely like that, to be fair.
No.
I can't think of anything. I nearly had a fight at Newmarket when I took my daughter to Little Mix, and some big orange Mockney Essex boy put his daughter on his shoulders and stood in front of me.
Do you know what?
And I politely asked him to move out of the way, and then he gave me loads of abuse.
People who sit on other people's shoulders at concerts are worse than serial killers. Awful. You should push them over.
I was very tempted, but his daughter was probably about 7 or 8, and
It's not her fault,
he was
is it?
using to me with her on his shoulders was appalling. He really was a knob.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was very tempted to headbutt him.
Now, I've got a tenuous link. I've got a story about Newmarket. Have you heard my story about Newmarket? Where I'd gone with my wife, Katie, was there, and we'd gone to the toilet. I was waiting for her to come out of the toilet, and I stood by just toilet block there, and 2 gentlemen came out of the disabled toilets together. So you sort of make eye contact. So I thought I'd just try and break the ice, and I said, one of 2 things in there, boys. Either you're gay or you've taken drugs. No laughter. And the other one says, that's my son, and I've just had to change his colostomy bag. And I'm like, see, why do I say stuff?
yeah, that was...
So there was the third option.
Right up
Wasn't
there.
in your head.
Up there, wasn't it?
Yeah. So,
Things Verso wish he'd never said.
yeah, just keep yourself to yourself in future, mate. Don't try and blend in.
The others, well, I've seen a couple of other bands at Newmarket nights. I saw Keen there. There's a band I really like. Tom Chaplin is an Ipswich fan.
Yeah.
And he's an Ipswich fan because the rest of his family are Norwich fans.
I like that.
Which I really like.
Yeah, I'd like that.
And that resonates with Jamie for being a Hearts fan.
Because all my family's Scotland Hibs fans.
So that's good. I like that. But he just played acoustically that night, and he's a really good singer and musician. And the other one I saw, I joked with the boys earlier about it, was I saw Meatloaf. That was Kit Wood's one of his favourite.
Oh, you do surprise me.
One of his favourites, Meatloaf. And we went, and he was dreadful. I know he's recently passed, so I probably shouldn't say stuff like that. He was like a parody.
Yeah, just because he's dead don't mean he weren't rubbish.
He was like a parody account of himself. He was just dreadful. He was awful. He couldn't sing. He just didn't have it anymore.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Meatloaf.
Yeah. Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if that had come out in the press that it actually wasn't him. It was just someone.
So tell you what annoys me about Meatloaf. He splits it up. Meat, loaf, 2 separate words. I've always thought, being from a culinary background, well, I say culinary background. I've done home economics at Orwell.
And you're a butcher.
Yeah. Also, meatloaf was one word.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't.
he called himself Meat. He was known as Meat.
Marvin Hagler was his name, wasn't it? Not Marvin Hagler. He was a boxer.
No, that was a boxer
Yeah,
from the
Marvin.
80s.
Sorry, wasn't he?
He was Marvin.
Marvin Adler. Marvin Adler, was it?
I have seen a documentary about his life.
It was. It was Marvin something or other.
Yeah, it was Marvin, mate.
Yeah.
It wasn't Marvin Hagler.
No, it weren't.
He was one of the best boxers of all time and had some great fights with
Yes.
Tommy Hitman Hearns.
Yeah. And he done a shit version of Out of Hell.
He did actually, he would have probably done a better version if the bloke who did it at Newmarket Nights. So yeah, that was.
He was obviously a vegan and wasn't meatloaf.
That is so. I think it's
I
time.
really like meatloaf, as in the meatloaf food, by the way, just to add to.
Do you know what?
I don't think I've ever had it.
I would never. That was never in doubt.
So I do. I do like food.
It's not for debate.
Anyway, boys, time for another cup of tea.
Lovely.
Here we go again, part 3, I think. So we had a little look on Google, didn't we? And it was Marvin Lee Addy.
Yeah, Marvin Leaday, yeah.
He calls himself Michael Marvin. I think he says more names than Grant Shapps.
Very difficult.
To be fair, he'd probably be a better minister than Grant Shapps. He's been dead for a while now.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we wouldn't notice if he was, would we?
no, I wouldn't be able to
We
pick.
slipped a bit of politics into the music one, haven't we? What are we doing, boys?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll do politics 3 or 4 episodes in, just so we don't annoy people too much early doors. if after this episode we've actually got any listeners,
Quite true.
I think we'll be all right. So yeah, Chaz and Dave, seen them?
I have not seen Chaz and Dave.
I saw them 10 times.
10.
10 times, and my brother saw them 11, which I'm annoyed about because.
It's a competition.
Yeah, it is. Not only has he seen them more than me, he finished on an odd number. So at least mine was even.
Oh,
Now, the best Chaz and Dave concert I've been to was in Felixstowe Labour Club.
really?
Yep. When Ivan Cole was on the committee, he got a couple of good ones. And he got Chaz and Dave in one night. £10 a ticket, but no problem. And another one he got up there was Kim Wilde's dad, Marty Wilde.
Oh, yeah.
And Marty Wilde was amazing. He was probably in his 70s then.
Is he still alive now?
Yes, he is. Yeah, and Kim's dad, isn't it? Now she's doing a tour, isn't she? I think I'd like to see her.
I'd like to see her when I was about 13.
No.
Well, you know, she sang a song called "You Came," and we certainly did, Kim.
Now, we went to that 80s concert last summer in Ipswich.
Yeah.
Let's Rock. I think she'd be an ideal person to be one of those.
She would, because
half an hour set at that. I think that'd be quite good. Kids in America and all that.
Toya was fantastic, wasn't she?
She was. And she's knocking on the ears.
Yeah, we spent most of our afternoon on Wikipedia finding out the name, the ages of the guests,
Yeah.
weren't they? But
And that and stealing other people's chairs.
yeah,
Stealing other people's chairs and falling asleep and also saying, oh, yeah, I remember that one.
That's one. But for me, the standout there was OMD, Orchestral News in the Dark. I'd never seen them before, and going to see them again.
I would give that, their show was 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah,
Was that like a OMG, OMD moment?
it was, mate. I like that.
It was very good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some more, but I can't.
OMC.
And
ELO?
KFC,
KLF?
KLF, yeah. Oh, they turned up in the ice cream van, didn't they?
They did. There was an
Yeah.
ice cream van when we came in.
But it weren't KLF.
Really?
And I posted it on.
How disappointing.
I posted it on Facebook. I said KLF had turned up, and someone says it's not them. Yeah, it was a joke. It's a joke. Well, Pete Wiley, you liked him, didn't you?
He did a couple of songs.
Mighty War.
Yeah.
He had no idea where he was.
He was.
I think he said hello, London.
Is it? Do you know what? To me, remember just before Muhammad Ali died, and they'd wheel him out, wouldn't they? And he'd come out there. He didn't have a clue. He'd be there. And there's, ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Ali, and he's there. Poor old boy's there. That was Pete Wiley. Just come on and done his 2 songs, and off he went. 500 quid in his pocket. Away you
He
go.
was quite happy with it.
Superb.
I'm off.
Yeah, but we paid 40 quid for that, and it was brilliant.
You know, I would say OMD, I'd be happy to pay 30 quid to see that. I thought Heaven 17 was very good. ABC, We like them.
It like ABC, got to go with OMD, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Go West were quite good.
Now, while we're on the subject, 40 quid that cost us to get there, to get in. Different prices, like we're going to see Pulp next year, £75. Is that too expensive?
Yeah, I'd say
I'd say it's a bit pricey. I'd say it's probably £20 more than I'm
Do you know,
expecting to pay.
all depends who else, like,
Who the other people are in the lineup.
they might announce more people, because I'm
There's gonna be two or
hoping
three.
there'll be more.
I imagine
But when I
it'd
saw
be
Sex Pistols at Finsbury Park, there were 7 or 8 bands.
Yeah.
Buzzcocks, Skunk and Nancy.
I would expect there to be a few more.
Now, recently saw the Proclaimers again, paid £40 at Ipswich, but saw them in Doncaster in the summer, £35 with Heaton and Abbott and the Lathams. So I think Paul Heaton has a pricing thing, like doing O2 in
He's a
December.
man of the people, isn't he?
Yeah, and
He's not trying to rip off everybody.
He just wants people to pay a price. He said, I don't want to make money from it. He said, I just want people to come and enjoy it. Bob Dylan was £130 before then Viagogo lot made him 450 quid.
Talking about Paul Heaton, somewhere in my head I remember, probably from watching the old Football Italia, that he was a big Juventus fan. Is this true? Because you know a lot about him. And that it was rumoured he used to actually fly to Turin and watch them play.
He did.
I never knew that.
We got into the Italian football through the Football Italia programme and became...
And he'd go out and watch a game, and I thought it was one of the Milans.
Maybe it was, but
I don't think he had any allegiance. Could have been a Sheffield United. He used to run with the crowd apparently as well, with the Blades. Yeah, but no, he did. He jumped on a plane, go and see his Italian football.
Hull?
because they lose, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's
Hull.
Hull.
4 London nil.
Oh, they did lose. They won.
Yeah. No. We lost. See, we keep going off a tangent and we just keep mixing it up, don't we? So
That's what's going to happen, isn't it?
it is.
We've
And
got no set agenda.
3 men and a tangent.
Tangent. That's what I call Woodsy.
I've never seen Tangent live in my life.
No?
No.
Is there a band called Tangent?
I bet there is.
There should be.
Yeah, they
It's a good
start-
name for a band, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they start one song and end up with another one, don't they?
That could be a really good idea, actually. Have a band that doesn't stick to one genre and just goes all over the shop.
Yeah.
Hence the reason you call them Tangent.
There we go.
There was one.
Great, wasn't it?
Jive Bunny.
Oh,
Was that a band?
No, it was yeah, well, then I saw on top of the pops. There was that white rabbit, weren't there, on top of the pops, jumping around in the
I
mood.
think only you saw the White Rabbit.
Possibly. Yeah.
They've been on the parent again.
Now, how many gigs have you seen sober?
Oh, a few.
Yeah,
I saw the Slots sober.
Yeah.
I drove.
Oh, yeah, you was designated driver, weren't you? Oh, we
I've forgotten another one which we both went to. Didn't we go to Las Vegas?
Yes.
That was we saw them play the whole of that their album, because their first album was enormous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But then after that, they really petered out into sort of pretty poor.
Yeah, that could be a topic for another podcast where we do bands that started so well and ended up a bit rubbish.
Yeah, but we saw that was at that Heaven nightclub in London, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, another great weekend.
Yeah, that was the let's go for one beer before we get the train back to Ipswich on the Sunday.
Yeah.
That turned into a massive pub crawl.
Walking through East London, wasn't
We
it?
walked through. We went from Liverpool Street, so we were going to have one at the Hamilton Hall, and we walked through. And I said to Jamie, because I used to go to the London office at MSC, I used to go and have a beer up there sometimes. And I said, there's a pub sort of across the way that was frequented by Jack the Ripper. And Jamie obviously likes his serial killers, so yeah, let's go and do that. And then we ended up walking down Brick Lane and all the way through Bethnal Green, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
The train that we were going to get was some 8 hours later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Great spontaneous day, nice sunny afternoon.
Yeah, but that was Las Vegas, and yeah, we've been to a few over the years. The worst one I think I've been to with you was it Embrace?
It was Embrace, and it turned out that he was actually ill, wasn't he? And he didn't want to let the fans down, but he wasn't. Well,
But by performing,
he would have been better off not.
lost a bit lazy because we done 2 weeks on the trot, didn't we? Because we done Heaton and Abbott.
We did Embrace first, and then Heaton and Abbott after.
Yeah.
So they were very good. I was never into the House Martins or the Beautiful South until I got to know you, really, and then I started listening to them. Good, really talented guy.
That was Shepherd's Bush Empire. I went there.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's a great venue, but unfortunately the floor is flat.
Which doesn't help when you're 5 foot not a lot like me.
So there's me, Parky, Katie, and my sister Tamara. and I was the tallest one out of the 4. And,
Kind of a man.
True story.
yeah, and we was at the back, and
We got there about an hour early, didn't we? We got off a nice little spot.
Yeah.
We could get to and from the bar. We were in a reasonably good place.
and people just kept pushing in and stuff. And
most people stood right in front of us.
I know that throughout the concert, both my sister and my missus were tapping my leg because they could, as if to say, calm down, because they could sense me getting angry with the tool bastards in front of us. Yeah. But the good thing about that, though, Smoking Inside is banned, because when I first saw the Beautiful South, 1989, in Kilburn National Ballroom, and it was a small venue, and I was stuck behind this bloke, 6'2", chain smoking Marlboros.
Lovely.
Awful.
Forget about
6'2", chain smoking Marlboros. It's like a Smith's album.
Done it.
I remember going to an all-night concert in Brixton Academy in late 90s with Ricky Burton.
Yeah.
It was Charlatans, Paul Weller, Noel Gallagher, all turned up, all did a set, and we decided to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning and walk around Brixton,
Yeah.
which is not a great idea. And some taxi driver we stopped said, "Can you take us to Liverpool Street?" He refused, drove off. 2 minutes later, come back and said, "I ain't going to leave. You shouldn't be walking around here. Get in the cab."
Fair dues.
Fair
play to him.
We were just walking up to the fridge then, which would have been a huge mistake for us, but we knew better.
We did. Right, boys, that's another cup of tea coming, and then we'll come back for the final part. Right then, boys.
Lovely brew, that one, Verso.
Yeah,
Better than the first two.
it was.
I like a dry martini. Very nice.
Shaken?
Not stirred.
Yeah. So, it's the 5th of November, we're recording this, 2022. What have we got coming up, boys, music-wise?
Well, we've got a few gigs next year, I
Have
believe.
you got anything this year?
I don't think we've got anything left this year.
I've got Jim Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Used to be Carter the Ensemble Sex Machine. I've got him in back end of November, and I've got Paul Heaton again in December. That's me for this year.
Yeah, I've got no music left this year, just sport. First one next year, Into the Jam in January. What's the album?
From the Jam.
From the Jam, sorry.
It's doing the 40th anniversary of Beat Surrender, which was a single on their Greatest Hits compact. So it looks like it's going to be a Greatest Hits tour.
Which will be good.
And we've got the Buzzcocks supporting them, haven't we?
Yeah, which we're looking forward to doing. I'm quite looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Then we move on to March at the moment, don't we? We've got the Lathams.
Yeah, that's Lathams. I think they call
Lathams?
it. I think they pronounce it Lathams.
Now, the Lathams is Katie's mum and stepfather. That's their surname, the Lathams. Imagine them come out on stage with their banjos.
Yeah, I hope that's not to happen. Yeah, the Lathams is a band I kind of got into. I listened to quite a lot of new music, hence that's where I found the Snuts and stuff. And I listen through Amazon Music, and it picks up, it picks bands it thinks you'll like based on what you've been listening to. And I found quite a few good bands on there. Raytons, Lathams, the Raz, they're a good band. They're all sort of guitar indie.
Yeah.
I still kind of, that's what I've been listening to for 30 years, and that's what I still like. I like Stone Roses, I like Ocean Colour Sea, and I like Oasis.
Yeah, I saw the Lathams in Doncaster. They were on the same bill as Heaton and Abbott and the Proclaimers. I liked them.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
I'm sure I saw them on Jules Holland. I think they were quite good.
That's March, isn't it? Where that's at Ipswich, isn't it? That one?
No, it's at the waterfront in Norwich.
In Norwich.
So that's
I'm not saying the word Norwich.
that
Up north.
might be a train day, maybe, because we can get the train home, then, can't we?
Yeah, so
So we'll have a beer.
plan. And then the big one for next year for me is the Pulp one.
Yeah, it's the one I've been ecstatically happy about on Friday the 4th of November.
Since I bought I bought Babies from the His and Hers album back in 93, 94, and I've been wanting to see them and never did because it coincided with having no money or something else or this, that and the other. But now, finally managed to get some tickets and we're going, aren't we? So it's us three and Parky's brother Andy. He's coming.
He's well excited about it as well. I think for me, it's time passes, doesn't it? You kind of forget. But I listened to 2 or 3 of their albums last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we knew there was a chance of going, and They've aged really well.
Well,
They're really good.
I was playing different class again this morning.
Yeah.
It's
Different
great.
class.
It's a great
Great name, title for that album because it is different.
Yeah.
It is.
There's
The trees and things like that.
it's so, on some albums you skip tracks. Different class, you play it all. Again, Finsbury Park, and I'll tell the yarn on the podcast that a band called Wet Leg are supporting them. And as I put on my Facebook yesterday, this is the true story. I said I didn't know who Wet Leg were, but it's ironic because the last time I was at Finsbury Park for the Sex Pistols, a punk pissed on my leg. And it was that same gig that I met Johnny Depp and Kate Moss.
Met as in spoke to, or just happened to see them?
Walked past.
Well, I stood in front of them in the beer queue.
Oh, right.
Now,
Do you reckon somewhere in the world at the moment in the parallel universe, Johnny Depp and Kate Moss are having a
when
conversation
he listens to this,
about the time that stood behind the mighty JV?
absolutely not. No chance of that. No. If that had happened, I'd have been called as character witness in his court case against that nut. Wouldn't I?
Might make JV.
But no, well, I was queuing up to get some beers, and there was a bit of a commotion going on because it was the days before the internet, days before Hello Magazine and all that.
Commotion. I weren't a.
Lloyd Cole weren't there, no.
No.
A furore.
A furore. Yeah.
That's another story. Yeah, that's on the episode Mispronounced Words. But no, it's all going on. I said, what's going on? And the woman behind the bar said, Kate Moss and Johnny Depp are behind you. So I turned around and looked like that and, I'm going to have 4 pints of Carling, please. That was me. I weren't really interested in all that nonsense. But maybe I should have done. Maybe I should have
you should, yeah.
Nah, the 4 pints of Carling were way more important to you.
It was, yeah. Yeah.
I don't like Carling.
Having your priorities right.
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, no, me neither. I don't like Carling either.
Smells of thick.
So,
Right. So I think we're coming to the end of our first podcast. So let's round it off by
Picking your favourite.
picking your top 3.
Well, I didn't mention him in the podcast, but one of my favourites is REM. I'll put REM, Prodigy, and the Snuts as my top 3 at the moment.
Cool.
That may change in an hour.
Parky?
Stone Roses, Wembley, Killers, Wembley. Probably the Stone Roses at the Etihad as well.
Well, I'll go Stone Roses at Heaton Park. I'm going to go The Darkness at Wembley Arena. And do you know what? I'm actually going to say Chaz and Dave at Felixstowe Labour Club.
Cool.
Because me and my brother Rory, we got our 2 brother-in-laws, Scott and Dave, absolutely drunk. So while me and my brother were dancing on the floor to Rabbit, 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 Dave and Scott were face down the table drunk.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good story.
Brilliant.
Chaz and Dave were at the Labour Club. I mean, wow.
Yeah. And, yeah, you should say, to see a band of that magnitude in your local boozer, 2 birds, 1 stone, isn't it?
That is.
It's fantastic. Oh, anyway, boys, that's our first episode done. So Parky was a little bit, let's say, nervous at the start.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
was
sort
a
of
bit
talking about
nervous,
this.
to be
And,
fair.
so how do you feel you've gone into this one?
Well, it depends how it sounds on when we played it all back.
Depends on the
I mean,
feedback.
to be fair, we did say at the beginning it was 3 blokes talking nonsense, and we've covered that fairly well.
I think we've done all right in that respect.
So, we've done what it said in on tin, haven't we?
I think that's a big tick for talking nonsense.
Yeah. So the promise is we're all in this together, but I'll do the driving.
Yeah.
Because I don't drive in real life. So that's quite nice for me for a change, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, see ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.